Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cosmere Connections. We're a collective of book-loving nerds rereading Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere series. From book 1 to book 16 million, we'll be uncovering every secret connection there is to find. On our show today, we have Swiggity Swoo,
Hey, Sarah, I didn't want to interrupt you guys. It seemed like you were having a smart people conversation.
John,
Bad hats is why cops is grumpy.
Kay,
Hey.
and I'm ReaderWarrior, and today we are going to be covering Mistborn, Alloy of Law, Part 2, Chapters 7 through 9. And I have Chapter 7.
Kick us off.
Yeah. So, Marasi stands nervously outside of 16 Ladrian Place. And I like the little 16 Ladrian Place because it reminds me of like 221B Baker Street. Also 16.
Also, 16, and it's Ladrian.
Yeah.
Ladrian.
Yeah.
So that's also fun.
She remembers what one of her professors said about visual tells and starts looking around. The place seemed normal. It even had apple trees decorating the front garden, since the Lord Mistborn decreed that all trees in public spaces must provide food. She wonders what the roughs were like, as the survivor had gifted them this Eden-like basin. Facing her fears, she knocks on the door and is soon let inside by Tilom, where he escorts her to the sitting room. She recounts how his stories from the roughs led her to practicing law, and that she had once dreamed of being saved by him, just like he had the day before.
The butler's so grumpy. Sorry, just side note. He's just always so grumpy, which is just very funny.
Yeah, I probably would be too if my name was spelled with like 13 different silent letters.
Or it's like, shoot, I've already got a plan to kill Wax today. Now I've got to account for this. This is a witness I got to take care of now.
That's a good
Spoilers,
point.
man. Come on.
The butler returns and escorts Marasi to Wax's study since he's too busy being a scientist to be a gentleman. As they enter, Wax asks them to study one of his projects, later explaining that he's trying to figure out what alloy of aluminum is used in the guns. Since he looks nothing like the rough lawman with his safety goggles on, and is it just her or does he look younger? Wax comments how. Okay, real quick. I kind of like the idea that in the prologue, the actor is just normal, and then for chapters 1 through 5 or 4, he's got like aged makeup, so he does look a little bit older. And then during the battle, the makeup is like coming off, not literally, but they remove it to show he's getting younger as he's returning to what he actually enjoys doing. And then at this point, you see him kind of for the first time without it, and he does that thing again.
I think it's also just like the fact that this is the first time that we're seeing like Wax like genuinely like excited about something. Like the other times like we've seen it like Wax has been depressed. Like he's been depressed. He's been doing not so hot. So like now he's actually like excited about something. He's got something to focus on again.
Yeah, we love to see it. And it must be cool for Marcy to see too, considering she's such a big fan of him.
Mhm.
He's doing the thing.
He said the line.
Yes.
Wax comments how spoiled he is with his access to the equipment nowadays and tries to get Marasi to call him by his first name. He then realizes, with Marasi's help, that he's not being the Elendelian gentleman, Elendelian gentleman he should be. She shrugs it off and asks about the alloy. With new energy, Wax explains what the magic of alloys are and how it relates to people and allomancy. He then stops to ask Marasi why she came, and she says that their house will cover all expenses for Steris's return, and he's thankful for this. Glances to all of the metallurgy equipment he has now bought.
He's like, so you think you pay for this stuff? Because my butler got mad at me when I found out what I purchased.
Because remember, the whole reason I'm marrying Steris is for money. I'm kind of not very liquid at them.
Oh yeah, he'll pay whatever you want. She's still captured, so if you want to order a pizza or something.
Together, the two start going over details of the robbery, coming to conclusions of inexperience and a greater monetary force. This makes Wax smile as he spent all night figuring this out, and she did it within minutes. He pulls her over to a genealogy tree and notices that all the trees have close Alamantic heritage, starting with the Lord Mistborn at the origin. However, Wax has begun to think the Alamancy thread is a bit thin, considering how rich they are and that they're only taking women. And if they were training them, they would have also taken men. Rossi comes to a dark realization. They aren't training an Alamance army, they're breeding one. This makes Wax curse on the survivor's spear. Steris is in immediate danger. Marassi asks where Wayne is, and Wax said he's sowing discord.
Huh.
He's doing what Wayne does best. He's gathering information by causing a little bit of chaos.
Mischief managed. Oh, sorry, wrong franchise.
Yeah, so they're very much
But I mean-
bonding in this scene. What else do we want to say about this scene?
It's just adorable.
It's a bit dark.
Well, I mean,
The conclusion that they
huge,
come to
darker
is very
themes.
dark.
the R word generally
One of the-
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
One of-
they don't really know that this is what's going on, but it's like horrifying, right?
Yeah. Just in
no better
concept,
theory
it's
stands out.
pretty bad.
Is that the
Because if
is
they
that the
were
end of the
training-
summary or sorry?
Yep, that's the end of my summary.
Okay. Was there a slight interaction where they were like, "Oh, it's kind of weird for a man and a woman to be alone in a room together." Was that this one?
Yeah.
Marassi
Ish.
brings it up. Marassi brings it up, and Wax is like, "Oh yeah, right. That's propriety. I totally forgot about that." And was like, "Do you
Yeah.
want me to like get the butler to come back in?" And she's like, "No, it's like fine if you're fine with it, but like I just wanted to make sure."
Yeah, I think that speaks to
You are
Wax's
marrying my half sister, after all.
Yeah.
like Wax has kind of like a passing interest in her, but like he's not considering those kinds of things. You know, he's really
He's trying very hard
She
not
is.
to. Yeah.
I like the kind of details at the beginning, like Harmony when he made this El Basin, like he went above and beyond making this place to be the perfect city.
Mm-hmm.
right. And like Marcy, like in my chapters, talks about how she likes having the ability to order terrace food at any hour of the night. And you kind of get I almost wish we got to see a little bit more of life in the roughs than just like the prologue, because a lot of the story here is kind of building up on these ideas of the wealth and the disparity between the roughs and Elendel.
I feel like, yeah, but also it's supposed to be a fairly. I just realized part of my wall is falling down. That's nice. I see glancing over into the corner, but it's like a fairly common or fairly easy to see metaphor of like Sherlockian London and the Wild West. And we were sort of able to draw those comparisons fairly simply, fairly easily.
Says the one living
But
in basically London.
I am as far away from London as technically you can get in England.
But see, that's what the
Yeah.
pits of the Alamancer Jack story in the in the broadsheets is for.
Mm,
I have actually not read that yet.
You
Oh,
cover
can I just?
the
Funny.
end.
Am I the only one who hates the Alamancor Jack stories?
We
I really don't like them. Anyway, tangent.
Anything else? Said it.
I'm all set.
So-
John, I believe you had chapter 8.
Right at the end of chapter 7, we hear that Wax sent Wayne out to cause a little mischief. Chapter 8 is all about that mischief. Wayne is kind of thinking to himself as he's going about his tasks, and he hates Connor hats. He thinks that's why they're grouchy, is because of the bad hats. But as he's thinking about all this, he bursts into the constabulary, making a scene and asking to see who's in charge, while acting like a captain himself and wearing a uniform that he traded a silk shirt for. Mentally, he starts getting himself into his character, thinking about the accent and the backstory, and he bluffs his way into a meeting with the captain, who is holding the captured vanishers. There we go. Lost my place for a second. Using some lines that Wax wrote down for him, he bullies his way into getting to interrogate the prisoners.
I love that.
And I'm kind of glossing over some of the more like characterful details just to kind of get through like the basics of this. Because I'm sure we'll talk about all the fun little things at the end here.
Yep.
So Wayne interrogates the first prisoner somewhat clumsily, but he does manage to get a couple of names and enough information to do a better job of it the next go around. So he picks the next prisoner, even though the captain is like, that wasn't part of the deal, and he's like, I'll just go start some paperwork, and the captain's like, okay, fine. So he goes, and it's this kid with big floppy ears and like kind of the deer in the headlights sort of vibe to him, and
I got like
Wayne
a mop
uses
of red hair and freckles in my mind. I don't know why.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of the Mad TV character, like
Yeah.
a little bit. But anyway, so Wayne, using the information that he got from the first prisoner, dupes this kid into not only confirming the name of the recruiter, but where the hideout actually is. And then he gives the kid some sage advice. Get out of the criminal business. You are not cut out for it. You're going to get somebody hurt or killed. Just get out and go to the roughs, go back to the mills, go straight, but do it somewhere else where it's safe and you're not going to get hurt, because you just gave me this information and yeah, it's not going to be good for you. So you wait till sundown, tell the cops everything. I'll clear out the base so that you don't get in trouble, and then get out of Dodge. But make sure that there's a lawyer present when they tell you you can go free, because Wayne doesn't trust the dirty Connors.
Which trust
Fair.
lawyers.
Well, there's a specific lawyer that he asked about.
Yeah.
There is, and I don't remember the name, but
I can't remember the name either, but he did like go
like-
and like ask the people who live in the like slums kind of area, like who is like a good lawyer like to have, who actually
cares.
cares.
Aaron Paul.
Of course, Wayne would, empathize with that kid, right? Probably
Right, yeah,
sees-
because the kid's a little bit like Wayne himself back in the day. He wasn't really ready for criminal anything.
Mhm.
Right.
But yeah, then the scones, the person whose job it was to read all the missives comes back with the scones, and Wayne's like, "Ooh, I'll take 2," and skedaddles on out of there. And that's the end. That's the mischief. Mischief managed.
I don't know. I just love the whole part. I was like, oh, didn't you get our missive? Where's why didn't you get your missive? Oh,
I thought you hired somebody to read all the missives.
Yeah.
Sent him for
he's the one.
scones.
So it's very funny. I really like Wayne, like we're getting to see like Wayne's thoughts and how he works, because it's just really fun.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up.
And the way he thinks about people and about accents is very cool and very interesting. He is very much a people person, and he can get you to admit things that you probably shouldn't have said.
Like, he basically tells the criminals how he fooled the cops by fooling him.
Yeah.
He tells him his entire plan straight to the guy's face, and the guy's like, yeah, that's smart.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's awesome. Wayne is this character that you see from somebody else's perspective and have one opinion of. And then when you get into his head, it's just like, whoa, this is how this guy sees the world. Like every little, every interaction he has, every person he sees has this custom little Wayne filter on it. That's like, oh, well, of course the Connors hate their jobs. Their hats are stupid. Like nobody else thinks that. Like and he's just
It's such a
like he's a people person, like you said. Like he can just empathize with all these different peoples from all these different walks of life, and like he thinks about them and like pays attention to them, and that's why he's able to like, communicate with these guys. He's an awesome character.
Mm.
There's a really weird thing where both in this chapter and in the next chapter they reference the Copper Strangler.
Yep.
So I kind of love that detail, but I have to wonder if Brandon had said that in there, maybe as something he dropped later.
It could have been.
You cut out a little bit there. He dropped what?
Maybe something he dropped later down the line.
Be
Oh,
funny
maybe.
to see it
I
in
think
the
it was
broadsheets.
supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be like the Mistborn equivalent to Jack the Ripper.
Possibly, but wouldn't it have been cool to see the Jack the Ripper in the story?
I mean, it's a possibility, but at the same time, like it's like one of his previous cases that he solved.
But what if he returns one day?
But he already killed him.
Yeah, he did.
presumably.
Yeah, but what if he were to return one day?
As a
I would
convict?
suspect he's a Chondra. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty rare to have
that
something
does make it.
mentioned like and not be super key in Sanderson's books. Like,
Well, you got to have like legends and stuff. Like
there's
But it's
there's
weird that
different
all the
categories.
legends-
Like if he's just filling out a map and he has all these countries, like not every one of those countries is going to be like super important to the story, but like, you know, when you're dealing with a guy who like puts things right in front of your face that later you go, oh my god, like
yeah, I mean,
this-
he does do that. You're not wrong.
this sort of stuff is just like, oh yeah, I wonder if that was going to be. The Copper Strangler was a hero of ages. Who knew?
Who'd have thought?
Who would have thunk it?
And it was really nice of Wayne to set the kid straight. Like, that was a very good scene. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like Wax would have just... He wouldn't have done this, but he would have just arrested the kid. Wayne would have... This feels Wayne.
Wayne's got a good heart.
That's all I got for 8.
That's all I got. And it was my chapter. Yuck.
Swiggity.
All right. Chapter number 9.
Hey,
Alloy
girl.
of Love, Chapter 9 Summary by Swiggity Swoogity. After a brief in-world acknowledgement of the retcon, Wax and Mercy are discussing why she got into studying criminal justice. She says it was all about the stories she read. Cough, cough, about Dawnshot, aka Wax. She read stories about good and evil, even though she thinks most people are decent, an opinion Wax has as well, but she doesn't discount people's basic goodness or take it for granted. She has a really great line. The fact that most people are decent doesn't make their decency any less valuable to society, which is connected to her views about environmental impact on crime psychology. See, she's fascinated by outliers to their environment so much because she truly believes improving what people have access to and making them feel better about themselves is a more effective way of fighting crime than shooting them. So when somebody like Wax breaks from the indulgence of the wealthy city life to come to the roughs, but instead of following suit with the criminals there, actually upholds the law, she gets a little dreamy. Only, Wax never did any of that stuff purely for the morality of it. He mostly chose which criminals to bring in based on extrinsic factors like the rewards or bets with Wayne. Of course, this makes Marcy feel like Wax is even more real, and just before things get out of hand, Wayne slides in. Seemed like you two were having a smart people moment. It's his excuse.
They're slowly inching towards each other, their hands slowly coming to graze each other's pinkies.
Doubtful. They're just having a talk. I don't think they're physically getting closer.
No.
Adorable as it may be.
But what do you guys think about Marcy's ideology there? Go ahead.
I agree very strongly with it. People are far less likely to want to wreck other people's stuff if they actually have something worth hanging on to. It's not, the ultimate answer to the universe and everything, but if everybody has the basics and the ability to reach out and grow and get better for themselves or their families, they're just less likely to want to trash other people's stuff. But if you have nothing, why should anybody else have something?
Mhm.
So I agree pretty strongly with it.
Yeah, desperate people do desperate things.
Essentially.
I do think it. I think it's like a huge topic, right? And you probably don't want to spend so much time on it in the book, but like, I do wish she had kind of dug in a little deeper than, she literally talks about like the broken windows and stuff, and like, I think that's important, but it kind of strays too close to like gentrification to me. Like, I want to see her talking more about like ways to systemically help people than necessarily making things look nice.
Yeah. And
Well,
I think that is something for her to like think about more as she like learns more about it. And like cuz at this point like she is a rich girl and she hasn't really experienced much in the world like besides like going to school. So, like
well, we're almost kind of seeing like what would Brandon, if he had the power to rewrite state laws and country laws and all that, what would he do to try to make?
Whoa. I don't think we can say that.
No, I don't think we can say that either.
It'd be nice to make it that simple, but the man is an expert at characterization, and if you can't write a character who holds a different view from yours, you can never write a villain.
Yeah, but
So we can't
okay, we're seeing
assume that that's what he thinks.
okay, we are seeing a possible hopeful ideology from Brandon on how a city should be, in that we see that, granted, this is a city that really could survive to the heat death of the universe. But like all the city trees have to grow fruits, that way nobody is hungry. And that Marasi wants to just fix up all the windows and make everything look nice. But there are still those little bits of, okay, but that's not solving the real issues. And we're seeing a lot of, oh, rich people and poor people, as always, is this dichotomy.
I have to admit, sometimes listening to these books, a character will say something that I find to be really refreshing and brilliant, and it feels like Sanderson has that opinion and is sharing it with me, and it makes me feel good. And I know what you guys said is completely valid, and I 100% agree with it. But
It still feels good.
yeah, it does.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Because I find myself doing the same thing, even though I know better.
Right?
No, it feels good, and it's like, and it's a good idea, and it's like, I like the ideas, like my ideology. I just do want to point out that we can't necessarily prescribe a character's ideology onto the author himself.
I mean, Voldemort and JK.
Uh,
Okay.
No, that's
Um, so another thing I really liked about Marasi, and this is, I don't want to say what it might sound like, but I kind of like that we have a character that doesn't want to shoot for the stars or doesn't want to.
Literally shoot stuff.
Yeah, that we have somebody who's sort of, I just want to be normal. I have a thing I like that I'm pursuing, but I don't need to excel in everything or break every glass ceiling, which is not to say that I don't think women should be equal or that the glass ceilings should not be broken, but just on most people of any gender just want to exist and not really push themselves to that degree. And it is refreshing to have a written character who is also sort of like that.
I get
So,
that.
if I'm paraphrasing this in what I hope to be a slightly more palatable way, it's nice to see a character who's comfortable in their own skin.
Yes.
Okay.
Or just like not chasing glory so much.
Well, she's comfortable with where she's at in her life, right? She doesn't feel the need to emulate or push an agenda or whatever. She's comfortable where she is. And that's good. That's okay.
It's refreshing to have a character like that, considering most of the time main characters are always trying to overcome some great hurdle.
Right. And that was what I was just going to elaborate on as well, because like it's hard to be a main character and not be striving for some kind of greatness, right? Like that's what makes you the main character. Your story is the struggle.
Hey,
You want
can tell me to shut.
to you want to move on?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think we can.
So Wayne just slides in and tells them about the foundry base and asks for some bend alloy. The three are chatting, and Wax deduces that Marasi is actually an illegitimate heir to Lord Harms. Before anyone can process that information, though, Wayne drops to the floor from some poison tea, and Timu the butler pulls out an aluminum revolver.
Timu the butler.
I just got tired of trying to pronounce it.
Fair enough. I just Timu.
I kept reading it. It was like aluminum. I'll admit, it gave me trouble.
That's fair. I have no idea how it's spelled.
There's 2 L's.
The last time I tried to
It's
say how it was
just-
spelled, I got yelled at.
Oh, so it's Tiom like tortilla.
Oh. That's actually very
Because they
helpful.
pronounce it Tion in the audiobook.
Right. The point is,
Interesting.
though,
I hate that that makes sense.
well, I wrote it as Timu for the rest of my notes. I'm probably going to keep calling him that.
Go for it.
I'm
It's
sorry.
hilarious. I love it.
He turns out to not be such a great guy, so it's fine. Where were we? Sorry. Wayne drops to the floor from some poison tea, and Timu the butler pulls out an aluminum revolver. Luckily, Wax always wears a metal button on his shirt and can burn steel to use it as a bullet, basically. Timu is hit and goes down. As they're checking on Wayne, Marasi realizes too late that the butler had a bomb. Wayne puts up a speed bubble, and the two have a hilarious argument about what to do next while the explosion slowly gets closer and closer to the speed bubble.
And
Eventually,
Marcy slowly craps her pants.
Yeah.
Closer, it's getting closer.
Oh, guys, it's really close now.
he's like, "Wait, you really think I can push down the wall? Like, it's heavier than me. I'd have to make myself as heavy as a building."
But if I made myself that heavy, I would just break through the floor. Break through the floor?
So
And
that's
both
like,
of them just look down and then smile.
Maris is like, "Oh God."
I can't believe this is actually happening.
So they do just that. Wayne's back is basically snakeskin after being burned, but thanks to his feruchemy, he's good. And other than that, and some PTSD, the gang is unharmed. It appears that Wax's staff was not complicit in the attack, and it was just Timu out to get them. But they sneak off anyways to go investigate the foundry. And that's where we leave.
I do find it hilarious that when Wax asks tells Marcy, is like, "Your Lord Harm's illegitimate," and then this whole room goes silent, and Wayne like looks at him and is like, "Way to go, Wax." Like, usually I wait
Usually
to
calls-
call someone a bastard until the second date.
What the hell kind of dates is this guy going on?
Oh,
And Wax
But
is like, "Oh,
that's
wait,
apparent.
whoops. Definitely, babe, shouldn't have said that."
Yeah, he was so proud of himself for figuring it out. He never stopped to question.
That whole propriety thing that he was talking about.
Yeah.
Could stand to learn some.
The tearing off the back part is just.
I love Marcy's reaction to that. She's like, "Oh God."
One of my favorite things in these
Like
books
the fact
is
that it's written in one single clean sheet. It just go whoosh.
Well,
Cool.
nearly.
Yeah.
I think that there's a percentage of the population who would find that extremely satisfying.
You're definitely
yeah.
not wrong. I have an
Yeah.
aunt and a significant other who probably would both be in that category. They watch things like Dr. Pimple Popper, and it makes me nauseous.
And you wonder how I knew this. I was gonna
Didn't
say
really,
though,
but you know,
one of my favorite things in this series is like their history, Wax and Wayne, and like it feels like Wax has done this before. Like,
Oh, he's 100% done this before. He
Things
is
are always blowing
practiced
up
at
on
it.
Wax.
That's why he's able to pull it off in almost a whole clean sheet, because he knows how to pull out the skin off Wayne's back after he's been blown up by something.
what a skill to have. Ugh.
So, and he
'Cause
keeps it in a
I
jar.
wonder
said-
how badly it went the first time.
As Wayne said, innocuous things are always blowing up around you.
One of my
That is a
favorite.
fair and legitimate statement.
I love the line, "It was one time," and we get one of those in this chapter.
I think that is when his like stuff blew up on Wayne and not blew his fingers off.
He's, "Oh, at least you still have your fingers, so I can still strangle you."
Also, I think it's hilarious that when Wayne is like giving his like spiel about like, okay, this is the information I have, and Marasi is like, how did you do that? And he goes, whiskey and magic.
It's amazing what you can get done with whiskey and magic.
Yeah.
Put that on my tombstone.
Whiskey and magic.
Yeah.
Great scene, iconic Wax and Wayne scene, and Marcy. I meant to say era 2 or something.
But we also kind of see like the reason the butler was so like, Wax, you gotta focus on your house, you gotta work on this, is because he was trying to sort of it from the Vanisher stuff.
Trying to do so what?
So like whoever, because somebody must have deep pockets, as we've established, to be funding the Vanishers and to buy off this guy. That, what was his name? Timon? What are we
Tio.
calling him?
Tion.
Tion. Like the whole book, he's been kind of dissuading Wax away from the lawman lifestyle. He's like, hey, don't worry about the Vanisher stuff. Worry about our house and trying to make money.
Yeah. I remember that from the very beginning, like in the first set of chapters when Wax comes home. I in the spoiler section, for people who didn't get there because they haven't read these books yet, I talked about, hey, we see him dissuading Wax from chasing after this stuff. He convinces him to put his mist cloak and his guns away. And we know later he's a bad guy.
Also, I like that Wax's steel button was referenced like a few chapters ago, and it comes back here.
Now he gets to use it.
Probably not for the first time.
Chekhov's gun, if something is mentioned on screen, then it's a weapon probably end up getting used.
Except with the Copper Strangler.
Except the Copper Strangler, yeah.
Yeah.
I did specify something as a weapon that is on screen. But still, yes.
That's all I got.
John, how do the physics hold up in this chapter?
I'm not entirely sure. The only thing that really strikes me as like potentially unrealistic is how long a static weight would take to break the boards beneath. Like that's my only like I'm not sure about thing.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Yeah, because like I don't know how you like test that, because in order to add weight to something in the real world, you have to physically place it, which means it has momentum, which means there's more energy than just the gravitational energy of it. And how much weight would you have to add to something at a speed of 0 to make it instantly break faster than the concussive blast of an explosion? Which I wonder if at those like at the time slowing that they experience in that speed bubble, if they'd be able to see the concussive wave before they see the fire.
I was thinking that too.
It's, I mean, because like you can, if you see slowed down like video of explosions, you can see, you can see that blast wave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was thinking that too, and I was wondering if it like, because that initial wave comes out like way before any of the flames or the.
It does, but it depends a lot on the size of the explosion, how violent the explosion is. Is it exploding or is it combusting rapidly, right? Like gasoline, you say that explodes, but it really doesn't. It just combusts very quickly. So there's a lot of factors to it, and I don't really know how it would end up without knowing what the explosive was. I guess we could safely assume dynamite, but yeah, I don't know.
That would make me assume a burning.
I just thought of something kind of ironic that I almost want to talk about in the spoiler section.
Well, we're basically there, so if you want to move on, like, that's a good segue.
There you go.
Well, I had one physics question. So, Wax grabs a hold of Marasi and then taps weight. How not crushing her as well?
Because he's not on top of her?
Yeah, he pulls her on, essentially, she ends up falling on top of him.
Between Wax and Wayne, it's basically a Marasi sandwich when they land.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but so like Wax lays down on his back, I think, and then Marasi gets on top of it and he puts his arms around her. But like he's laying on his back. I'm assuming he's wrapping his hands around Marasi and like holding her to make sure she doesn't like fall, shouldn't his arms weigh a bunch? Shouldn't that crush her as well?
Ish. If he suddenly weighs that much, he might actually have enough mass to like be smaller than his Schwarzschild radius and become a black hole, like the nuclear option.
Whoa!
Probably not. That would be like factors of.
Or does
Now
he
I'm
just have
wondering
to
about
keep in
this.
How
This
mind
is
much weight
definitely a
would you
spoiler
have to
section debate.
How much weight would you have to store in order to become a black hole?
And
How
how
much?
long do you have to maintain that amount of weight in order to achieve gravitational collapse?
These are the
Reader,
questions that we ask on Cosmere
Oh man.
Connections.
At Neil deGrasse Tyson, help us out.
minimum weight requirement for a black hole.
Let me phone my dad.
To form a black hole, the object must have a Schwarzschild radius.
Wait a second. Could you like compound yourself into a black hole?
So every object has a Schwarzschild radius, which is a radius. If you were to compact their mass smaller than that, the event horizon of your personal gravity would be larger than the volume you take up, and you would become effectively a singularity or a black hole. Whatever that radius happens to be, as long as you are smaller than it, you become a black hole. The other way to do that would be to make your mass so high that your personal gravity would be larger than, would force the Schwarzschild radius of your mass to be larger than your body, and you would then become a black hole. So, I mean, billions and billions of times denser than you actually are. So, I mean, you'd have to store 100% of your weight for billions of years, probably. I mean, I'm just guessing. The math part is where my physics goes out the window. But yeah, it'd be a lot.
Man,
You'd have to be a compounder for sure.
that would be incredibly that would be an incredibly badass plot point. Is if there was an individual who's like ancient, because people live long sometimes in fantasy.
Or
Keep a note,
you
we're
would
not
have
in
to
the
have a
spoiler section
medallion
yet.
that gives you. Yeah, we need to go to the spoiler section right now because this is fun.
Oh shoot, I lost the query. Dang it. Okay, I'd been trying to get ChatGPT to do the math on it, but it just deleted it. I'll restart it in a bit.
That stinks.
I'll restart in a bit. But anything else for this chapter set? I'm seeing this chapter. I mean, we've got Marasi's bloodline revealed that she's not actually a cousin. The butler did it.
I would
Yes,
say
got it.
if you're leaving us here, you might not know who this guy is, but we have a special guest on next week's episode. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, except when I totally drop the ball and make a fool of myself, but I'll save that for next week.
I mean, it will be his last appearance because we did. Well, you'll have to watch it, won't you?
It's his last appearance ever.
He might join us again at some point. We'll see.
I don't know. I think we're pretty far below him at this point.
We scared him off.
Okay.
But next time we're going to be covering chapters 10, 11, and 12. For now, it's time to head into the spoiler realm. I apologize for my voice. So if you have not finished this book, the entire series, or potentially the entire Cosmere, then we recommend that you stop here because it is likely that we will talk about everything and anything. If you are caught up, feel free to stick around because it is likely we will bring up details one may have missed or plot threads still yet to come. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, star, heart, or whatever it is on this podcast, and don't be afraid to comment your own thoughts and predictions. We would love to hear from you. You can find us on our socials via the link tree in our description. But at this where we must part, then my name is Reader, and I've been joined by Swiggity Swoo.
Got a blast!
John.
Compounding weight has so much potential.
And K.
Have a good one.
What? And we're back. Spoilers and Shadow of the Hedgehog.
I'm the ultimate life form.
We are literal children.
Yeah, especially you three.
Okay, so we had
Shut
left.
up, old timer.
We kind of ended our the regular part of the podcast. We were asking the question of how much weight would you have to store / tap in order to create a black hole, to turn yourself into a black hole.
When you put it like that. Feruchemically, by the way.
Mad or brilliant?
And how long would it take you to store the amount of weight needed?
Damn it. Sorry, I just broke my guy.
So, this is... Sorry. So, in world, Feruchemical iron stores weight via yada yada. If we pretend weight, there's no reason to rehash Chet's trying to understand the Cosmere. If your size is in the order of a person, say a radius of 0.3 to 1 meter, that is RS, which is, I forget which one that is, about 2 times 10 to the 26 power kilograms to about 6.7 times 10 to the 26 kilogram, which is approximately 30 to 110 Earth masses, all concentrated on one person. So, but Feruchemical conserves what you store over time. Having weight for 1 hour lets you double it for 1 hour. To jump to 10 to the 26 power kilogram for even 1 second, you would need to have stored a deficit of that magnitude beforehand. For a 70 kilogram person storing half of their weight, it would take them 1.8 times 10 to the 17th power years, over 10 million times the age of the universe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not happening. Unless
Honestly,
you can also tap duralumin.
you could compound.
And now we can get crazy.
What if you
Because-
compound?
Well, if you can compound and you have a duralumin amulet, now we're getting somewhere.
Or if you had an unkeyed metal mine and just have a bunch of people do it.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, let's have a bunch of people do it for a billion times the age of the universe.
Let me...
Starting to understand why you have to guess a secret password to become a Knight's Radiant.
I mean, it kind of is what it is, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
How many people sharing a singular metal mine would be able to do in a feasible amount of time? Okay, now it's calculating that.
Well, I mean, if we want to do it in, let's say, what was it, 1.8 times 10 to the 17, so we would need that many people to do it for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's still an astronomical amount of time.
A stupid amount.
Even stretching to 10 years of continuous storage and 99% of weight needs 9 times the power of people.
So
And
yeah.
note that the total number of humans alive today is 10 to the 10th power. The total number of humans who have ever lived is 10 to the 11th power.
And how many people would we need?
15th.
So we mean more people that have ever been alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
All storing into one metal mind for
at the same time,
99% of their weight for 10 years.
This is what
yeah.
happens, like as a human, you can't conceptualize numbers this big, right? So
Yeah, it's you really can't.
for us to even come up with oh, I wonder if you could do this, just shows how hard it is to
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Chapter 7. So try to keep it semi through the passage of time. I kind of like that Spook made it so there shouldn't be hungry people. As somebody who was hungry and on the streets, he decreed it that all of the food grown on trees shall be food.
All the trees shall bear fruit.
Yes,
Food.
I'm tired. And I'm
It's
sick,
fine. I'm just
so
translating
I'm-
for people who don't, know you as well.
No, thank you.
To be fair, you
Um,
almost said it how Spook would have said it. So.
Wasn't the way of saying the thing.
Yes. And then when Marassi's in Wax's house, she comments that Wax took down all the portraits of his family.
Does she say that?
She comments on all the portraits being
Am,
removed. Or
am I
one still says that.
misremembering them selling them at some point? I thought that was a thing.
I thought it was that his uncle had sold a bunch of stuff out of the house
Oh, yes, that
before
sounds
he
right.
died. Yeah.
That's what if there was something like that.
Yeah, I thought that it mentioned that his uncle had a bunch of the stuff.
Mhm. I'm just going off what was in my chapter.
Yeah, it reminded me of something from mine, but I know you wanted to keep things in order, so I'll remember it.
Yeah, and Sazed, I completely when I first read this, and you get to Bands of Morning, and Sazed's like, "You guys should have invented the radio 10 years ago. I made this place too good." I was like, "Okay, you made them a really nice city." And now I'm reading it, and I'm like, he made it so water is constantly there. The grass will always be green. Anything can grow here. And it's just like, wow, okay, yeah, he went too far in making this place perfect.
Yeah. He essentially didn't want anyone to have to struggle anymore.
Which is admirable in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
without
also,
struggle, we will never strive.
which he did not realize.
Starts to catch up to him, right? Towards the end of these books, he's falling apart because he's only doing the preservation side of his job. That's
Supposedly.
right. Not confirmed.
I trust my boy.
But I can see that kind of being a telltale sign of it, even in the beginning here.
Well, and that might be partially because why? Because there has to be balance with everything. So he created the Elendel Basin and he made it this paradise to live in. And then we look at the southern Scadrian and their area is hell. It's terrible to be for them. It's hard. It's harsh. It's a very harsh area for them to be living in.
But I've always imagined the Southern Scager, that's just where they were. That's not that's where they would be if the Rashek didn't go messing around with everything. That's it's not like that's worse. That's not the balance. I always imagine the roughs as sort of the balance. Like the roughs is worse compared to Elendel's goodness.
Yeah, but I get that too. Like the Southern Scadrians definitely have it rough. I mean, there's a reason nobody goes there.
Likes them. Oh,
Hey, we like two of them at least. I think.
We like one of them.
There's the one that makes hot chocolate, and there's the one that was an ex-soldier and starship pilot.
Oh, okay. Yes, there are exactly 2 Southern Scadrians that we
That we like.
in the entirety of Cosmere.
So far, and a lot more we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because
Looking at Captain Douchebag.
the other Southern Scadrians in that book weren't too cool.
No, they're big duty heads.
Yeah.
To the Empire.
What if friggin' Sazed gives Kelsier the power of ruin somehow, and he uses that to like power up the Malwish?
No, I'm good.
Go
They're all gonna
conquer
die.
conquer the galaxy.
Conquer the stars in the name of ruin.
No, I mean,
So I said, have a Klondike bar.
we.
Yeah.
I think Sazed figures out how to balance himself because, like, he is still Harmony. Like, by the time that we get to the Isles of the Emberdark books,
Well,
he is.
we can't.
We know that Harmony is still there. Harmony is still God because we have the one crew member who worships Harmony.
Okay, but like people worship Kelsier.
But wasn't there
Kelsey's
one
still
line?
alive and kicking.
Yeah,
There
but
was
they
like
don't
In a manner
know
of
that.
speaking.
You have people worshiping the Lord Ruler.
But there was a line that he did something, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought you were going for, and I'm like, that could be at any point in the past.
Right. And it was like,
Harmony or Sazed was the only shard to have done this ritual. And I'm like, tell me the gosh darn ritual.
right, like something has happened.
Anything else? Let's see. This is where we get the. They're making an Allomancer army by breeding them, which.
Ew.
Isn't
But thank God it's not as
the
bad as it could have been.
direction. Yeah. Yeah. It's still not great.
That's not what they're doing. What? Yeah, I guess.
Yes,
I
yes
guess
and
that
no.
is.
I mean,
But not we weren't forcing the women. They did manipulate them into thinking that they were the only people left on this planet.
Right. Right.
I mean, it's only slightly less icky that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually appreciate you guys for pointing that out, because when you say it like that, it is kind of like, this whole time I was thinking like, well, it is gross to think about, but they're not doing that. And now I look back and I'm like, oh no. Oh.
Because they were still trying to create more Allomancers by
By stealing all these women and telling them of a doomsday plot.
Yep.
Anything else for chapter 7? I'm just running through the words of Brandon, checking for black
See if
hole.
there's anything about black holes.
Yeah. Okay, chapter 8. Wayne POV. Hat. Accents. Copper Strangler.
Constables. And a kid who
Somebody's-
doesn't deserve it.
We're just
Mm.
saying Era 2 words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody says like hell, which implies that Skadrians now have a concept of hell.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, though.
Yeah. And the only real thing, next time we see Breton, he'll be Tensoon.
But it's not like acknowledged, right?
No.
It's just in the annotations. Yeah, this is this chapter. I can't think of anything really spoilery.
Yeah,
I
there's
want to say.
not much. It's pretty this book's plot oriented.
Yeah. But it does sort of sorry, I've got a headache now. But we
Sorry.
do sort of see in, and I'm trying to remember in the second book when he does it, we do see in each book, like, we have a Wayne chapter that sort of establishes why he's crucial to the group. In this one, it's sort of like, oh, he can get the information nobody can really get easily. In the second one, if I remember correctly, it's when he makes everybody happy by getting them drunk. In the
The
third
second one or the third one?
I think it was the second one because that's when we meet Milan, right?
Honestly, I don't remember anymore. It's been a long time.
I'm pretty sure it's the second one because Milan
Almost-
shows up, and that's our first time seeing Milan. And she makes her skin go blue and her skeleton show or something.
Good grief, it's been almost 2 years since
Yes,
I've
Milan is
reread
at
this series.
like a party and Wax meets her. I'm remembering this
Yeah.
now.
And then trying to remember in 3. He has that one chapter about him finding the girl he's been mentally torturing, which isn't exactly good, but and then in 4 you have like that scene where he goes into the person's home and he puts on their hat and he like lives their life perfectly for a brief moment.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Kind of weird.
I guess that's the power Sanderson has to a degree, right? Like what I wanted to say just now was I don't know how Sanderson does it, but now I'm thinking like that's what he does. Like he'll just put himself in that hat. But Wayne is like a supernatural like extrapolation of that in a way.
Mhm.
I think Brandon has like a secret closet of hats of all of his characters. Or like some like memorabilia or so. Every time he writes like a Kaladin chapter, he pulls out like a little Kaladin mini figurine.
That sounds like something one of us would do, not so much him.
Yeah.
That would be funny if he like listens to like shoegaze or something when he's like writing Kaladin.
Like the type of music like he listens to based on the different characters.
Yeah.
Anything else for chapter 8?
I'm all set.
Okay, chapter 9. So Swiggity, you directly said it that the page did comment upon the retcon in the book. And I actually
Yeah.
went back and I've got one of the first editions and it acknowledges it as well. So thank you for commenting on that. Let's see, Law of 16, Copper Strangler, Paray is the one he shot in the back, which I believe is one of the things we see in book 2. Or is referenced in the next book when he
I
meets
don't
Lassie.
I don't remember that. Good eye though. My spoiler thing for this chapter was like the coachman is mentioned, Krent, I think is the name. Is that Hoyd?
Not yet.
No, that's the one who gets
He's going to
fired
be replaced.
Okay.
to make room for Hoyd.
Yeah.
There was also a thing about a groom, which was weird to me. I will find the exact line. How could they have even known that the aging butler would be amenable? So this is after, and he's like trying to figure out like how could they have gotten to Talome? The groom or gardener would have been a far safer choice.
Yeah,
Is that like somebody who
'cause
The
shaves
word
him?
groom just throws me off.
why?
Because typically the word groom is applied to wedding.
Or a
Oh,
horse groom.
yeah. It's just talking about
I've
horse
never heard
groomer.
that.
Yeah, you've never
It's the
heard
guy
that
who
before.
takes care of the horses
Yeah.
or girl.
I've heard of groomers
I never
or
I never
grooming.
like pictured him having horses, but of course he would.
He'd have to because
Yeah.
he's still taking carriages everywhere.
That's on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on me. I forgot about that.
I mean, it's an implication that's not terribly important to the story, so like
I
it's
mean, I
not
thought it was a
bad to
bummer.
have missed. It's just, it's a thing that could be missed.
What do we think terrace food is? Like real world relation. I get Indian vibes.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I guess.
Like a lot of spices.
Do we have any descriptions of terrace food?
Not that I know of. Maybe in one of the scenes that takes place in the village in the next couple of books, but I imagine terrace food to be very simple, because that's how they were forced to live for so long under the Lord Ruler. So I'm thinking,
Mhm.
Beans and rice, stuff like that. Simple, filling, nourishing. Nothing extravagant or opulent. Maybe
Little
like
is known. Sorry, here's on the top of mind. Little is known about terrace food, but it is likely similar to Mediterranean and probably involves noodles.
I was thinking noodles too, but I was thinking more like stroganoff, like Russian food kind of noodles, not more like, I guess more like dumplings maybe?
this is not my Sazed.
Oh, jeez. That is
His
the
face is
whitewashed
too
Jesus
structured.
sausage.
This is bad.
His face is too chiseled.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's cool. Kameth asked Brandon about terrace food, and Brandon said he imagines it to be Mediterranean, and it could totally involve noodles.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess that's about as canon as we're likely to get.
Yeah.
We
Wow,
got a
that's
wop from somewhere we've had. Oh,
right.
Mhm.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay. Do we have anything else to say about the chap?
Wax has regrown fingers before, possibly.
Wayne?
Wayne, yeah.
Wayne, sorry.
He definitely
brain.
has regrown fingers. Definitely stated that.
Could Wayne focus on a specific wound he wants to heal? Or does the healing just come all over? Like if he has a bullet wound, but he also has a paper cut, could he say, don't worry about the paper cut?
I don't know. Maybe if you were a gold savant of some sort?
Ain't it to do with identity and what you believe like you're supposed to have healed?
Yeah. So I think it would just heal your whole self, because of that connection to identity. Like your gold it's it is healing yourself to the point that you view yourself as, to where you view yourself as in the spiritual.
Yeah.
So I think like similar to regrowth, like I don't think gold could heal like an old injury that you like this like
Have
part of your
internalized as,
you've internalized. And
yeah.
So you could be better off keeping one wound than only healing one. If something just feels right for some reason.
I've had this paper cut for 25 years.
It's kind of hard
Or
to like
if
have
your
that
disease
be.
creates magic for your people.
Yeah.
What is that a reference to? I'm sorry. I'm
There's
dumb.
An as of yet unwritten book.
yeah.
Oh.
As of yet unwritten Cosmere book that Brandon has talked about writing where you get
Oh.
magic by getting sick.
The
And when you are sick,
takes
you
place
have
on,
access to the magic.
I think it's Ashen, or is it Braves?
Yeah.
I don't know.
the
Ashen. It's supposed to take place on Ashen, is what he's. But I don't know if
and
he's
then they
told me
develop penicillin.
if that will be kept or not.
He so fun little story.
That's something he's currently working on. It's
Yeah.
long enough and old enough. We can keep it.
When he was doing whichever of the two came second, it was either Words of Radiance or Alloy of Law. I can't remember which one came first. But the second one, he did a reading at the signing that I was at, and it was from that book.
Oh.
That as of yet unwritten or partially written book.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty wild.
That's pretty freaky.
But back to
Alloy of Law came first.
Okay, so it must have been Words of Radiance then.
Talon
they were
had
like-
served his uncle faithfully, Waxton.
Very faithfully. He even tried to kill you very faithfully for your uncle.
Man, whoever did this must have deep pockets. Yes, but also higher standing orders.
Yes, he does have deep pockets because he funneled all your money. Took all your money away.
Sweetie, didn't you say you had a comment about?
It was asking if that was Hoyd or not. As the I wanted to say cab driver, the carriage driver.
Not yet.
I was gonna say, stay
Soon.
tuned.
When will then be now? Soon.
Soon is not a time, and hope is not a plan.
Everything everywhere all at once?
Okay, apparently
Just
only
like-
one of you has seen Spaceballs.
I've seen Spaceballs. It's just been a very long time.
Well, I know, you're the one who got the reference.
Yeah.
I'm getting to that point of the night. Just like,
I
My
guess
brain
should
not working.
we, wrap it up then?
Yep.
Are we dunsies?
I am all good.
I've tapped all my mental.
You've tapped all your wakefulness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
and your mental speed.
Yep.
I need to go, tap my healing. I don't mind.
Please do. I hope you get better, man.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's just about going to cover it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining us in our randoms and predictions. This has been Cosmere Connections, and we hope you'll tune in next time.
And that you're not afraid of black holes.
The ultimate life form.
Actually have a model that has the same name. Oh, it's Clamps.
Clamps.
Give him the clamp.
Give him the clamps. I love that.
I'm not going to share that during the show, but I thought that was appropriate.
I have a miniature Shadow the Hedgehog here.
Nice.
Yeah. I like to have something good to go, like if I need to fiddle with something, you know. Just have something on hand. Yup.
I'm working on exactly the same thing.
You get it.